Have you ever felt the urge to defend yourself? Maybe someone questioned your character, accused you of something you didn't do, or twisted your words in front of others just to make you look weak. What did you do? Chances are you explained, you justified, you tried to prove your innocence, and in that moment you lost power. See, the harsh truth is this: the moment you feel the need to defend yourself, you've already surrendered control. You've stepped out of the driver's seat, and now someone else is steering the conversation, the perception, and the outcome. Niccolò Machiavelli, one of history's most brutally honest thinkers, understood this better than anyone. He didn't write for the weak-hearted. He wrote for rulers, for survivors, for those who wanted to rise above the chaos and win in a world filled with lies, betrayal, and ambition. And today, his lessons matter more than ever. Because in this world of noise, of arguments on social media, passive-aggressive co-workers, fake friends, and manipulative bosses, power doesn't go to the loudest voice. It goes to the most strategic mind. In this video, we're going to uncover 7 of Machiavelli's most powerful tricks to flip the power dynamic instantly, without ever defending yourself. You'll learn how to take control when you're being blamed unfairly, how to use silence as a weapon, how to appear kind while staying dangerous, and how to stop reacting and start leading. This isn't about playing dirty, it's about playing smart. Because when you understand these principles, you'll stop chasing approval and start commanding respect. So if you're tired of being misunderstood, mistreated, or manipulated, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at conflict, conversation, or control the same way again. This is Machiavelli Unfiltered, and this is your first lesson in real power. Trick 1. Never defend yourself. Speak through action, not excuses. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been wrongly accused of something, and your first instinct was to jump in and explain? To say, wait, no, that wasn't me. Or, you've got it all wrong. It's natural. We've all done it. But here's what Machiavelli would say. The moment you start defending yourself, you've already lost. In his eyes, defending is a sign of weakness. It's admitting that someone else has control over the conversation, and worse, over your reputation. And once you hand them that control, it's nearly impossible to take it back. Let me tell you a quick story. There was once a man who worked in a powerful corporate office. One day, during a team meeting, his boss called him out in front of everyone, accused him of dropping the ball on a big project. The room went silent. All eyes turned to him. Now, this man knew he wasn't responsible. But instead of jumping up to defend himself, he paused. He looked the boss in the eye and simply said, I've already identified the issue, and I'm working on a solution that will prevent it from happening again. No panic, no protest, no blame. And guess what? The room respected him more for that calm, forward-thinking response than if he had blurted out, that wasn't my fault. You see, Machiavelli believed that people in power don't explain, they act. Because when you explain, you give others the power to judge you. But when you take action, you show that you are in control. This applies everywhere, from the workplace to relationships, even in social media drama. Think about it. How many times have you seen celebrities or public figures issue long-winded apologies? They defend, they explain, they justify. And what happens? The public eats them alive. Now compare that to the ones who stay quiet, stay focused, and let their next move speak louder than any words. That's calculated power. That's Machiavellian thinking. So next time someone questions your character or your choices, ask yourself, do I want to be understood, or do I want to stay powerful? Because you can't always have both. Real strength isn't in reacting, it's in redirecting. Turn the accusation into an opportunity to show leadership, to show poise, to rise above the noise. Defending yourself is like trying to wrestle in the mud. You might win the fight, but you'll still come out dirty. So instead of defending, do what the wise do, move forward. Let your results shut down the noise. Machiavelli knew, in a world full of noise, the quietest person in the room often has the most power. Trick 2. Control perception, not truth. Here's a truth that might shock you. In most situations, the actual truth doesn't matter as much as you think. What really matters is how people see you, their perception. Machiavelli knew this better than anyone. He said, "Men judge more by the eye than by the hand," meaning people care more about appearances than reality. Think about it. You could be honest, hardworking, and fair, but if others perceive you as weak or dishonest, that's the reality that will stick in their minds. Take a moment to imagine a powerful CEO facing a scandal. The usual reaction: denials, long explanations, and desperate attempts to prove innocence. But Machiavelli's way? Don't fight the truth head-on. Instead, shift the focus. Redirect attention to something bigger, the company's vision, the threats from competitors, or how the crisis is being blown out of proportion. When you do this calmly and confidently, suddenly people stop focusing on whether you're guilty or not. They start seeing you as a strong leader, unshaken and in control. That's the power of controlling perception. This isn't just about CEOs or politicians. It happens in everyday life too. Maybe a coworker accuses you of slacking off, or a friend spreads a rumor. Your first instinct might be to defend yourself. "That's not true," or "You're wrong." But defending yourself immediately makes you seem defensive, uncertain, and yes, even guilty. Instead, Machiavelli's advice is to stay calm, don't explain, and use silence or a question to flip the situation. Something like, "Why would you think that?" Or even just a quiet smile. When you don't rush to respond, you make others uncomfortable, and that gives you the upper hand. The lesson here is simple but powerful. Strong people don't chase the truth. They manage how others see them. It's not about lying or cheating. It's about being smart, strategic, and understanding that people follow confidence, not facts. In ancient times, rulers hired artists to paint them as fearless heroes, whether they were or not. And guess what? That image became their reality in the eyes of the people. Today, your image is just as crucial. How you carry yourself, how you respond in tough moments, even how you dress and speak, all create a perception that shapes your power. So next time someone challenges you, resist the urge to defend yourself. Don't try to convince them of the truth. Instead, take control. Manage the story. Show confidence and calm. Let perception work for you, not against you. Because in the end, people don't follow the truth. They follow the person who seems to hold the power. Trick 3. Silence as strategy. There is a powerful weapon you have in every conversation, every argument, and every situation where power is on the line, and it's called silence. Yes, silence. Most people think silence means weakness. They believe if you don't speak up, you're losing. But Machiavelli teaches us the opposite. Silence can be your strongest move. Think about it. When someone challenges you, insults you, or accuses you, the first instinct is to respond immediately. We want to defend ourselves, explain, justify, or even shout back. But what does that do? Puts you on the defensive. It shows that you care about what the other person said. It gives them power over your emotions and your actions. But when you stay silent, something different happens. People start to wonder. They fill the quiet with their own doubts and fears. They try to guess what you're thinking, and that uncertainty makes them uncomfortable. That discomfort is where your power lives. Look at some of the most powerful leaders in history, people like Vladimir Putin or Steve Jobs. They rarely reveal everything they think or feel. They speak less but mean more. When they stay quiet, it creates an aura of mystery and control. People listen more closely because they don't know what to expect next. And that unpredictability keeps them on edge. Silence forces the other person to reveal more. If you don't react, they might start over-explaining or even contradicting themselves. You give them the stage, and they trip over their own words. It's like a trap laid with your lips closed. You don't have to say anything immediately after being attacked or questioned. Take a breath. Hold your silence. Let the moment stretch longer than feels comfortable. Most people won't last. They'll break first. And here's an important secret. Silence isn't passive. It's not giving up. It's an active choice. You're controlling the situation by choosing not to respond on their terms. You're refusing to give them the reaction they crave. In fact, silence can be louder than any argument. It says, "I'm calm, I'm confident, I'm above this." When you use silence this way, you flip the power. Suddenly, you're the one in control, and the other person is left chasing your meaning. This doesn't mean you stay silent all the time. Timing is everything. Use silence when emotions run high, when accusations fly, or when someone tries to bait you. But when it's time to act, when you have the advantage, you can break the silence with a carefully chosen word or action that shifts the entire dynamic. Another reason silence is powerful is that it protects your reputation. The more you defend yourself, the more you expose yourself to attack. Silence keeps your cards close to your chest. It guards your inner thoughts from becoming weapons against you. So next time you feel the urge to jump into a fight or defend yourself, pause. Think about the power of silence. Let the other person fill the space. Watch what happens. You might just find that saying nothing says everything. Remember, in the game of power, words are expensive. Sometimes the best move is to say less and listen more. Silence is not empty, it's full of strategy. Trick 4. Destroy with a smile. Master the art of silent power. Machiavelli once said, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. You must be both a lion and a fox." This isn't just some old-school wisdom. It's a secret weapon for anyone who wants to win without losing their cool. Think about this. Someone is disrespecting you. Maybe it's a coworker who talks behind your back, or a friend who subtly puts you down in front of others. Your first instinct? Defend yourself, right? Get angry, argue, or call them out. That feels natural. But here's the harsh truth. When you react, you lose. Why? Because reacting means you're playing their game. You've stepped into their trap, showing that their words or actions affect you. You've handed over the power. Now, Machiavelli's trick flips the script. Instead of fighting fire with fire, you smile. Yeah, you heard me right, smile. It might feel strange, even impossible sometimes. But that smile? It's a weapon. It's your secret way of saying, "You don't control me." When you don't react how they expect, they get confused. They start second-guessing. Why isn't this person falling apart? Why are they calm? That uncertainty is their weakness. This is what I call destroying with a smile. You don't waste energy on arguments or drama. You stay calm, cool, and collected. And while they're busy trying to rattle you, you're quietly winning. Think of it like this. The person trying to pull you down is digging a hole for themselves. You don't need to jump in. You just watch them fall. Look back at history. Julius Caesar faced constant attacks and insults, but he rarely lost his cool in public. Instead, he smiled, stayed confident, and waited. Then, when the time was right, he struck, removing his enemies quietly but effectively. Here's how you can use this in real life. First, control your emotions. When someone tries to provoke you, take a deep breath. Hold that smile even if it's just a small one. That tiny gesture tells them you're unshakable. Second, don't waste your energy on petty fights. Instead, focus on your own goals. Work harder. Be better. Success is the best comeback, and it's silent. Third, be patient. Power isn't about instant wins. Sometimes, it's about the slow, quiet rise. Building your strength while others are busy talking. Remember, true power isn't about shouting the loudest. It's about being calm when everyone else is losing their minds. It's about smiling in the face of conflict and knowing you already won. So next time someone tries to push you down, don't fight back with words. Fight back with silence and that quiet, confident smile. Be the lion that doesn't roar, and the fox that never gets caught. That's Machiavelli's lesson. Destroy with a smile, and watch the power flip to your side. Trick 5. Strike first when they least expect it. There is a powerful truth in Machiavelli's words. Men should either be treated generously or destroyed, because they take revenge for slight injuries, for heavy ones they cannot. What does this mean? Simply put, if someone threatens your power or position, you must act before they do. You must strike first and strike decisively. In everyday life, many people react when it's too late. They wait to be attacked, criticized, or undermined before defending themselves. But by then, the damage is done. The advantage belongs to the attacker. The truth is, waiting to react puts you on the back foot. You're forced to defend, explain, and scramble to recover lost ground. And defending is never the winning move. Machiavelli's advice is clear. If you see a threat growing, don't wait to be hit. Stop the threat before it grows stronger. This doesn't mean being reckless or cruel without cause. It means being smart, strategic, and proactive. Think about it like a game of chess. If you only respond to your opponent's moves, you will always be one step behind. Let me give you a story to understand this better. Imagine a high-level manager in a company. A coworker quietly starts to spread rumors to make the manager look bad in front of the boss. Most people would wait, hoping it blows over, or try to defend themselves when confronted. But this manager is different. He knows that waiting means losing. So instead of waiting, he gathers facts quietly. He starts strengthening relationships with other leaders, proving his value in meetings, and sharing successes before the rumors spread too far. When the coworker finally tries to confront him directly, the manager is already ahead. The team trusts him, the rumors lose their power, and the coworker's influence fades. This is what it means to strike first. You don't have to be aggressive or loud. Sometimes the most effective strike is invisible, working behind the scenes, building your power quietly, and cutting off threats before they fully form. Another important part of this trick is how you strike. Machiavelli warns that if you must injure, do it in a way that your enemy cannot get back at you. This means making sure your move is final, leaving no space for revenge or retaliation. It's not about being petty. It's about being smart. If you only give a small blow, your opponent will come back stronger. In practical terms, this means thinking carefully before acting. If you decide to confront a problem or person, do it with full force and clarity. Be calm but firm. End the conflict before it even begins. Half measures only prolong the fight and drain your energy. You might wonder, isn't this harsh? Shouldn't we give people second chances? Sometimes yes, but Machiavelli reminds us that power isn't about fairness. It's about survival. In today's fast-moving world, hesitation can cost you everything. This strategy applies not only in workplaces but also in friendships, family, and even online interactions. If someone repeatedly disrespects or undermines you, waiting for them to stop will only invite more trouble. Instead, prepare your response ahead of time. Use your words and actions wisely to show strength without unnecessary conflict. Remember, striking first isn't about being a bully. It's about respecting yourself enough to protect your position, your peace, and your future. It's about choosing to be the leader of your life, not the victim. So, the next time you sense a threat, don't wait. Plan your move. Strike smartly and strike early. This is Machiavelli's power trick to flip the balance instantly. Because in the game of power, timing is everything. Trick 6. Play dumb to manipulate. The power of acting unknowing. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to know everything, but act like they know nothing? It might sound strange, but this is one of the most powerful tricks Machiavelli teaches us. Playing dumb, pretending you don't fully understand what's happening, is not about being weak or foolish. It's about gaining control by letting others reveal their true intentions. Here's the truth. When you act like you don't have all the answers, people let their guard down. They start talking more than they should. They reveal secrets, plans, or mistakes that they would never share if they thought you were fully aware. Think about it like a poker game. If you show your hand too early, you lose the advantage. But if you keep your cards close and even pretend you don't have anything valuable, your opponents might make the first mistake. And that's when you win. In everyday life, this trick works just as well. Imagine you're in a negotiation, maybe at work or buying a car or even dealing with difficult friends or family. Instead of showing how much you know or pushing your point hard, try acting a little clueless. Ask simple questions. seem confused about small details. This makes people feel smart. It makes them want to explain, to teach you, to justify themselves. And while they're busy doing that, you quietly gather information and figure out your next move. One example of this comes from business. Some of the most skilled negotiators aren't the ones who talk the most. They're the ones who listen and let others reveal what they want or fear. Then, when the moment is right, they strike a deal that benefits them the most. Machiavelli knew this well. He said wise people act quickly and decisively, but fools take forever. So, by playing dumb, you're actually setting a trap. You're baiting others to show their real cards before you reveal yours. This trick also protects you from appearing arrogant or confrontational. If you act like you don't know everything, you avoid unnecessary conflicts. People won't feel threatened by you, which means they're less likely to attack or manipulate you. Instead, they lower their defenses, and that gives you the upper hand. But there's a catch. You have to be patient and smart about this. Playing dumb doesn't mean being genuinely ignorant or passive. It means controlling your reactions. It means choosing when to speak and what to say carefully. Sometimes, silence works better than words. You're not actually dumb, you're strategic. You're waiting for the perfect moment to reveal your strength or to change the game. Remember, this trick isn't about lying or deceiving for the sake of it. It's about understanding human nature. People are naturally more open and honest when they don't feel threatened or judged. You use this to your advantage, not to hurt anyone, but to protect yourself and to stay in control. So next time you feel pressured to explain yourself or prove your point, try stepping back. Act like you don't fully get it. Ask questions instead of giving answers. Watch carefully how people respond. You'll be surprised how much power you gain by simply playing dumb. Because sometimes, the smartest move is pretending you don't have all the answers. Trick 7. Build alliances before you need them. Power is not just about what you can do alone. Real power comes from the people around you. Machiavelli knew this better than anyone. He said that promises made in the past might not always hold, but alliances built over time are your strongest weapon. Think about it. How many times have you reached out to someone only when you needed a favor? Maybe a job recommendation, a business connection, or help with a problem. Most people only call others when they want something. That's exactly why so many requests get ignored or turned down. Why? Because people don't like feeling used. When someone only shows up in your life to take, it's easy to say no. That's weak power. It's transactional and short-lived. Machiavelli's trick here is simple but powerful. Build your network of support long before you ever need it. Don't wait until you're in trouble or need help to start making connections. Instead, show genuine interest, offer your help first, and invest in relationships even when there is no obvious benefit. This might sound like common advice. Be nice to people. But there's a sharp edge here. It's not about fake kindness or empty favors. It's about creating real, reciprocal connections that build loyalty and trust over time. When you consistently help others, show appreciation, and recognize their value, you become someone worth supporting. People feel seen and respected. They want to have your back when you need it, not because you asked, but because you've earned it. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're at work, and there's a big project coming up. You don't just go to the team when you need help. Instead, you've already built relationships with your coworkers. You've supported them in the past, helped them meet their goals, or shared credit for their successes. When the tough moment comes, they're ready to stand beside you. They want to help because you helped them first. That's how alliances work. It's a two-way street. The key is to be consistent. Alliances don't form overnight. It takes time to build trust and goodwill. You can't fake this. People know when you're being sincere, and they know when you're just fishing for favors. Machiavelli also warned that promises from the past might not hold forever. People's loyalty can shift if the situation changes. That's why your alliances need to be active, not just words. You keep investing in them regularly, so when the moment of truth comes, your allies don't hesitate. Another important point. Alliances aren't just about people who agree with you or flatter you. Sometimes, real power comes from unexpected connections, rivals, competitors, or even critics. When you build bridges there, you gain influence in places others don't. This broader network gives you flexibility. You're not trapped by a single group or viewpoint. You can move through different circles with ease, gather information, and use that knowledge to your advantage. So how do you start? Simple actions work best. Listen more than you talk, offer help without expecting immediate returns, celebrate others' wins, and be reliable. Show up when it matters, even if it's inconvenient. Remember, power isn't about isolation. It's about connection. Machiavelli's final trick is to be the kind of person who builds invisible webs of loyalty and trust. So when the storm hits, you don't stand alone. You stand surrounded. That's true power. Power is not about arguing or trying to prove yourself right. The moment you feel the need to defend, you've already lost a bit of control. Machiavelli taught us something important. Sometimes the smartest move is to stay silent, stay calm, and think several steps ahead. These 7 tricks aren't about being cruel or dishonest. They're about understanding how people really behave, how situations really work. When you stop reacting and start acting with strategy, you change the game entirely. You stop being pushed around and start guiding the outcome. Remember, true power comes from inside, from knowing when to speak, when to stay quiet, and how to move without losing your ground. That's the secret to flipping power instantly. If this video opened your eyes, please hit the like button and share it with someone who could use these lessons. I want to hear from you. Write in the comments. I choose to be powerful by thinking smart. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. We have many more videos coming that will help you master your mind and your life. Because real power isn't about fighting, it's about knowing how to win without fighting. Thank you for watching, and remember, control your power, control your world.